How did the fall of the USSR affect Vietnam? Have you ever wondered how the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 impacted Vietnam? This question opens a fascinating chapter in Vietnam's history, especially regarding its communist ties. For decades, Vietnam relied heavily on the Soviet Union for military, political, and economic support. This relationship was especially strong during the Cold War, particularly after the Sino-Soviet split, which pushed Vietnam closer to the Soviet camp instead of China. The Soviet Union provided Vietnam with significant military aid and intelligence, especially during critical conflicts like the Sino-Vietnamese War and the Cambodian intervention. In 1978, both nations signed a treaty of mutual friendship and cooperation, solidifying their commitment to mutual defense and political solidarity against common threats, mainly from China. However, when the Soviet Union dissolved, Vietnam faced a major loss. The country lost its primary source of military and economic support. This sudden change created immediate challenges for Vietnam, as it had been receiving large-scale aid, including financial assistance and military equipment. The withdrawal of this support led to economic difficulties during the early 1990s. Vietnam was still recovering from years of conflict and was operating under a centrally planned economy influenced by Soviet-style communism. The fall of the Soviet Union also forced Vietnam to rethink its foreign policy and economic strategies. Without the USSR as a powerful ally, Vietnam began to normalize relations with other countries, including the United States. This shift was crucial for Vietnam's future. The country started implementing economic reforms known as Đổi Mới, which means renovation. Although these reforms began in 1986, they gained momentum after the USSR's collapse. The Đổi Mới reforms aimed to transition Vietnam from a strictly state-controlled economy to a more market-oriented one while still maintaining the Communist Party's political control. This approach helped stabilize the economy, attract foreign investment, and improve living standards for many Vietnamese citizens. From a broader perspective, the fall of the Soviet Union was a setback for the global communist movement, including Vietnam. It represented the loss of a powerful socialist model and protector for communist states. However, Vietnam's leadership adapted by maintaining its socialist orientation while embracing practical reforms. The Communist Party emphasized the importance of political stability and its leading role while allowing for economic flexibility to meet the needs of the people. In summary, the fall of the Soviet Union affected Vietnam in several ways. It ended a critical source of military and economic support, prompting Vietnam to accelerate its economic reforms toward a market-oriented economy. The country also diversified its international relations beyond the Soviet bloc, including normalization with the West. Despite these challenges, Vietnam's communist leadership managed to sustain its socialist system by balancing ideological commitment with practical reforms, ensuring the country's continued development and stability.